Welcome back everyone to our YouTube channel. Myself, I am Vasuki. I have secured AIR-1 in ICAR PG Entrance Horticulture 2024. Today, I am here to discuss with you some of the most expected questions to be asked in the ICAR PG Entrance Horticulture. Okay, without any delay, let's get started. The topic for today's session is vegetable science. We'll look into some of the important questions that are to be most expected in the vegetable science part. Here comes the first question. Most dangerous insect causing viral diseases in potato. Potato is affected by a number of viral diseases. The viral diseases are caused by virus, but they are transferred by many insects. So, one of the such important insect that acts as a dangerous vector for transfer of this viral disease in potato is which insects? That's the question. The answer for this question is aphid. Aphid acts as a vector for transmission of various viral diseases. What are the viral diseases? We'll look into now. Aphid acts as a vector for potato leaf roll virus, that is PLVR, and severe mosaic. These both are important diseases in potato that causes severe loss to the farmers. Next, green peach aphid scientifically uses Persicale act as a vector for more than 100 potato viruses. See, one insect acts as a vector for 100 virus causing severe damage to the potato. Then it is an important insect to be noted and insect of interest. In onion, male sterile lines have been isolated from. First of all, what is male sterile line? A male sterile line is a group of plants that produce sterile male parts. That is, they produce sterile pollen grains. What is the use of producing sterile pollen grains? By producing sterile pollen grains, that plant acts as a female parent. We can pollinate it with a desirable male character from male pollen from another plant. That is the advantage of creating male sterile. What is the advantage of creating male sterile in onion? As you know, onion flower is very difficult to pollinate and produce hybrids. Therefore, the use of male sterile lines make it easy for the breeders to produce lines of desirable character by making male sterile lines, pollinating it with the male parent of desirable characters. That's why male sterile line have a special place in onion breeding. Such important male sterile line was first isolated from which variety? The answer is Pusa red. In onion, male sterile line has been isolated from cultivar Pusa red at IRI New Delhi, which means IRI isolated the male sterile line from cultivar Pusa red. We'll go to the next question. Onion originated from. This question is about the place of origin of onion. As all you know, place of origin of a crop is found by identifying at which place it has great diversity. That means in which place acts as a major hotspot for difference. That is the place considered as origin. For onion, the place of origin is Central Asia. We'll go to the next question. Propagation of pointed gourd. As you all know, most of the cucurbits, majority of the cucurbits are propagated by seeds, but not all. There is an exception. Some of the cucurbits are vegetatively propagated. One such crop is pointed gourd. Pointed gourd is not propagated by seed. Then, what is the propagation method of pointed gourd? That's the question here. Commercial propagation method of pointed gourd is vine cutting. Yes. Commercial method of propagation of pointed gourd, that is Trichosanthus dioica, is vine cutting. Vine cutting having 10 to 15 nodes from the basal portion of female plants at the rate of 2000 to 2500 cuttings per hectare are required. The important point to be noted here is 10 to 50 nodes from the basal portion of female plants, which means pointed gourd is a dioecious plant. That is, it produces male and female flowers in separate plants. So, to get yield, the cutting should be taken from the female plants. It is an important point. Another important point to be noted here is number of cuttings required per hectare. It is 2000 to 2500. That is, to plant 1 hectare, we require 2000 to 2500 cuttings of female pointed gourd plant. That is the important point here. We'll go to the next question. Which one is called as wholesome fruit? Wholesome fruit is a name given to a vegetable of Cucurbitaceae family. What is that vegetable? The answer is muskmelon. Muskmelon is known as wholesome fruit. It also has other different names. Some of them are wholesome fruit of Sahara Desert, the name given to muskmelon, and cantaloupe. This name is given due to the netted appearance of the skin of muskmelon. Another name given to muskmelon is Melon Cassava. It is also known as winter melon. These are the important points to be noted. Next question. Which one is sexually sterile diploid? Of the questions given, of the options given here, one of the plant is sexually sterile diploid. Which one is sexually sterile diploid? The answer is garlic. Garlic is a sexually sterile. That means it does not produce flower. It is a non-flowering bulb with a diploid chromosome number of 60. That means it does not produce, it is a diploid. Normally triploid under normally triploid plants does not produce seed, but here garlic being a diploid does not produce flowers. That's the definition of sexually sterile diploid. That is garlic. We'll go to the next question. Multiple resistant variety of radish. Here the word multiple resistant refers to a crop having resistant to different disease, not a single disease, a different disease is referred as multiple resistant variety. Multiple resistant variety of radish is Arka Alok, developed at IIHR. Arka Alok has been developed at IIHR and released in 1991. It has a mass selection from IHR 72 line. It is a material from Singapore. It has a mild pungent taste and it is resistant to white rust, pithiness, premature bolting, root branching and forking. As I mentioned, multiple disease resistant variety of radish. It also sets seeds in plains. That means it can be grown in tropical. Does not require low temperature to flower and set seeds. And it has a yield of about 35 to 40 tons per hectare. These are the important point to be noted about variety Arka Alok. Synthetic varieties are common in. First of all, what is synthetic variety? Synthetic variety is a population of plants developed by intercrossing inbreed lines of good combining ability and maintaining their population by open pollination. This is known as synthetic varieties. Majority of synthetic varieties have been developed in cabbage. Therefore, synthetic varieties are more common in cabbage compared to other crops like tomato and brinjal. The answer is cabbage. Vascular blue lining or vascular streaking is main feature of which of the fruit crop? Which of the following crop? The answer is cassava. Let me explain it to you in detail. Vascular blue lining, also known as vascular streaking, in cassava is a physiological deterioration that appears as blue-black discoloration in the vascular tissue, often starting at the cut or wound surface. You can see here a blue-black discoloration. This is known as vascular blue lining. This discoloration is a sign of post-harvest physiological deterioration. Note this point, it is a sign of post-harvest physiological deterioration and it is primarily caused by combination of scopolamine, a compound present in cassava reacting with hydrogen peroxide in response to the stress from the wound. That is the blue lining has developed as a wound stress response due to its interaction with the hydrogen peroxide. That is the important point to be noted here. Most devastating disease in seed production in onion. Seed production of onion is an important field to be noted. A disease causes severe damage to the seed production in onion. What is that disease? The answer is purple blotch. Purple blotch, it is caused by Alternaria pori, and it is a seed-borne disease, which means it is spread by disease, and it is a very serious foliar disease. You can see it has produced yellow concentric rings on the leaves and gradually result in wilting of the plant. Therefore, it is a serious foliar disease causing 38 to 62% of losses due to this. Another important disease to be noted in onion is Irish yellow spot virus, a viral disease known as strawberry bleaching in Israel. It poses a major threat to the Indian seed production industry. We'll go to the next question. The red color of chili fruit at the ripening stage is due to the pigment. The question here is, the red color of chili is responsibility of which pigment? A certain pigment in chili causes red color. What is that pigment? The answer to this question is capsanthin. You should be very careful about capsanthin and capsaicin. Capsaicin is responsible for pungency of the chili, whereas capsanthin is responsible for color. Be very clear about it, it will be confusing. Capsaicin is responsible for pungency and capsanthin is responsible for color of the chili. Capsaicin is responsible for the red color of the chili, but it is not the only pigment that is responsible for color. Capsaicin also plays an important role in imparting color to the chili. Yellow-orange color of chili is due to the presence of beta-carotene and xanthine. Meanwhile, purple color is due to presence of anthocyanin. Therefore, capsaicin is present in major proportion compared to other pigments. It causes red color pigmentation to chili, and capsaicin also plays a role in imparting red color. Another pigments are beta-carotene, xanthine and anthocyanin. We'll go to the next question. Bottleneck is a disorder of. Bottleneck is important disorder of one of the important cucurbit crops. The answer for this question is cucumber. Bottleneck, also known as crooked neck. See here, you can see cucumber, instead of being straight, it's crooked. It is known as bottleneck or crooked neck. This is caused due to imperfect pollination and fertilization, and also sometimes due to fruit fly attack. Fruit fly attack causes development of crooked neck fruit. Next question. Poinsett is a popular variety of which of the following cucurbit crops? It is a very famous variety. It has been introduced from foreign. It is an important cultivar of cucumber. Poinsettia is a popular variety of cucumber. As I mentioned, it's an introduced variety from USA. It is resistant to multiple diseases like powdery mildew, downy mildew, anthracnose, and angular leaf spot. Which cucurbit has highest vitamin A? Comparing these cucurbits, one of the following has the highest amount of vitamin A. By seeing this question, you should identify which will have vitamin A. Bitter gourd is kind of plain white in color, and cucumber is also plain white and green, but pumpkin, it is somewhat different from these options. It produces an attractive yellow color. That yellow color is due to the presence of beta-carotene, that is vitamin A. So from this option, it is well visible that pumpkin is the cucurbit having highest vitamin A. As I mentioned, nutrient value of pumpkin is 2.68, which is comparatively higher than brinjal, tomato and cucumber, including cucumber. Because of stored carbohydrates and carotenoids, the nutrient score of pumpkin is 84, and as I mentioned, yellow color of pumpkin is due to the presence of beta-carotene, that is vitamin A. The amount of vitamin A in pumpkin is 1600 IU. It is an important point, please note it. Vitamin A content in pumpkin is 1600 IU. Pumpkin contains highest amount of iron, which is 15 milligram per 100 gram. Go to the next question. Pre-harvest spraying of which of the following is done to reduce storage loss of onion? Storage loss of onion is a major issue that need to be addressed. To reduce the storage loss, a chemical is being sprayed. What is that chemical? The answer is malic hydrazide. What does malic hydrazide do? Malic hydrazide inhibits sprouting during storage, thereby reducing the loss. It acts as a plant growth regulator, specifically inhibiting cell division and promoting dormancy. Therefore, by spraying malic hydrazide, sprouting is reduced and storage and post-harvest loss is reduced and storage is enhanced. Go to the next question. Arka Alok. Arka Alok, a tomato variety, is resistant to which of the following disease? Arka Alok is variety released by AIR. It is resistant to one of the diseases, which the answer is wilt. Arka Alok is a pure line selection from ICAR 71916. It is a determinate type, unsuitable for fresh market, and it is resistant to bacterial wilt. And it has a yield of about 46 tons per hectare. It is the important points to be noted in Arka Alok, and it is resistant to wilt. Anther mutant cultivar of tomato. Of the cultivars given here, one of this is anther mutant cultivar of tomato. Which one is anther mutant? The answer is Pusa Ruby. What does anther mutant mean? Anther mutant means it is an antherless mutant, which means it does not contain male part, which literally denotes it's a female plant. So, Pusa Ruby is antherless mutant of tomato that acts as a female. It is developed from heterozygous breeding by crossing long style and Roma. It is developed using MS line, that is antherless mutant, and it's indeterminate type. It has a yield of 35 to 45 tons per hectare. Phytochrome P730 stimulates flowering of dash. First of all, what is phytochrome 730? It's a hormone in plant that promotes flowering. Promotes flowering in which plants? That's the question here. Phytochrome P73 stimulates flowering of long day plants. Let me explain about you in detail in the next slide. Yes, phytochrome P73 stimulates flowering of long day plants, whereas phytochrome P660 stimulates flowering of short day plants. Why does this happen? Let me explain you in this picture. See, phytochrome P660 and P730 are present in an equilibrium in any plant. Whenever a plant is exposed to more dark light, more daylight, amount of P730 increases, which leads to the flowering in long day plants. The same reversed action happens in short day plants. Whenever there is more amount of darkness in the environment, amount of P73, phytochrome 730 is converted into phytochrome 660. This darkness increases the concentration of phytochrome 660 and it induces flowering in short day plants. That's the reason why phytochrome stimulates flowering of long day plants and phytochrome 660 stimulates flowering of short day plants. We'll go to the next question. Diploid apogamy is found in. First of all, what is diploid apogamy? Diploid apogamy is a condition in which a diploid egg cell develops into seed without fertilization. That is known as diploid apogamy. Diploid apogamy is commonly found in allium species. Yeah, as I mentioned, it is found in allium species, and like in other apomictic species, it refers to the formation of seeds from diploid unreduced egg cells without fertilization. That's the important point to be noted. Here, no fertilization occurs and the eggs develop from the diploid egg cells. This process is also known as diplospory. and it bypasses meiosis and results in the development of embryos with same ploidy level as the parent plant. The thing happening here is the progeny produced will be similar to the parent and there is no chance of variation. It is similar to a kind of vegetative propagation. That is the speciality about diploid apogamy and it is prevalent in allium species. Hybrid onion program originated in 1925. In 1925, hybrid onion program was started by a person. Who is that person? The answer is H.A. Jonas. To make it more clear, in 1925, hybrid onion program originated with the discovery of cytoplasmic male sterility in Italian red onion by Dr. H.A. Jonas at University of California. This discovery allowed for the development of hybrid onion varieties which were commercially manufactured starting in 1925. Pusa Rudraj variety of cowpea can be grown during. The question here is, Pusa Rudraj variety of cowpea is suitable for which season? Summer, winter, rainy season or all season? The answer is summer. Pusa Rudraj is suitable to be grown during the summer season. We'll know the reason. Because it is a warm season crop that thrives at a temperature of 21 to 35 degrees Celsius. The speciality about Pusa Rudraj is it's a draft variety, matures quickly, that is, it's a short duration crop, making it a good choice for summer sowing. Because in summer the availability of water will be less, so shorter the duration of the crop, more will be the benefit for the farmer. And it is also a photothermo insensitive variety, which means its flowering is not affected by either light or temperature. That is the term referred as photothermo insensitive. And it is bushy, pods and red seeds suitable for vegetable and fodder purpose, which means it is a dual purpose variety. It can be used both for fodder and vegetable purpose. Dash is popularly known as Malabar nightshade. Malabar nightshade is a name given to another crop. Which of the following is this? The answer is Basella. Apart from Malabar nightshade, it also has other different names in the book. Some of the names are mentioned in the next slide. Yes, Basella. This is the image of the crop Basella. It is also known as Indian spinach, Malabar spinach, Malabar nightshade, wine spinach, climbing spinach, Chinese spinach, East Indian spinach and poi. These are the other names of Basella. For canning, tomato fruits are picked at which stage? You know, for tomato harvesting, there are different stages like immature green stage, mature green stage, pink stage and ripe stage. For different purpose, the vegetable is harvested at different stage. For canning purpose, it is to be suitable to be harvested at which stage? That's the question. The answer for this question is ripe stage. For tomatoes for canning are typically harvested at red ripe stage, where they fully develop color and are firm. This stage ensures optimal flavor and texture for processing. Red ripe stage offers the optimal flavor and textures for processing. Pungency in dash is due to presence of isothiocyanate. The thing is, pungency in different vegetables is caused due to the presence of specific chemicals in the vegetables. Presence of isocyanates causes pungency in which vegetable crop? That's the question here. The answer is radish. Pungency of radish is due to glucosinolates, especially glucosinolates is a group of chemicals. Of this, the majority contribution of pungency in radish is due to isothiocyanate, especially pan 4-methyl thiobutyl isothiocyanate present in the leaves. That's the reason for pungency in radish. Seed balls are used for sowing in. As we all know, most of the vegetable crops are propagated by seed. A if we put one seed, we'll get a plant. That's the normal thing. But seed ball is a thing which it's a combination of 5 to 4 seeds, which upon sowing result in the production of 4 to 5 plants from a single seed ball. That's the term seed ball. Seed ball is used for sowing in which crop? The answer is beetroot. As I mentioned, seed ball contains 2 to 6 seeds. You can see here, this is a single seed ball and within this contains 2 to 6 seeds, which means sowing of this one seed ball result in the production of 4 to 6 seedlings. Hence, there will be a need for thinning out and picking the best seedlings. So, the fruit type of this seed ball is capsule. It is a dry cork-like body containing a seed ball. Seed ball is aggregate of 2 or more fruits. It is a common material used for the propagation of beetroot. Seed plot technique is used for the disease-free production of one of these crop. Seed production is produced using a technique known as seed plot technique. The answer for this question is potato. Potato seeds are produced using seed plot technique. What is seed plot technique? We'll know in the next slide. It is a technique developed by Dr. Pushkar Nath in the year 1965. It is developed for the multiplication of seed tubers in low aphid period, free from viruses, in North Indian plains. That is first week of October to January. Note this month. This is a technique to produce seed tubers that are free from the viral infection, because this period of the year seem to have low aphid activity. Lower the aphid activity, lower will be the viral infection. So this period of the year is chosen to be the best period for development of seed tubers. Hence the name seed plot technique. Dash is the principal compound which imparts flavor in cabbage. Cabbage has a specific flavor, and that specific flavor is due to the presence of certain chemical. That chemical is cynigerin. Presence of cynigerin gives a characteristic cabbage flavor. Causes pungency in cabbage leaves, and cynigerin glucoside, which is contained in leaves, contains sulfur. So it's a sulfur containing chemical that imparts pungency to cabbage. Genetic male sterility is observed in one crop genetic male sterility is observed and has been commercially exploited for the development of varieties and hybrids. That crop is chili. Genetic male sterility, shortly known as GMS, is found in chili. GMS and CGMS, which is cytoplasmic genetic male sterility, have been commercially exploited for the development of F1 hybrids in genetic male sterility in chili was first reported by Martin and Carford in the year 1951 in capsicum protisans, whereas cytoplasmic genetic male sterility was first reported by Peterson in the year 1958 from India. This is the important points to be noted about the genetic male sterility in chili. Pusa Ruby is a popular variety of one of the vegetable crop, that is tomato. What's the speciality of Pusa Ruby? We'll know in the next slide. Pusa Ruby is released in the year 1970. The F1 hybrid of Cyox and improved variety. It is indeterminate type, therefore it produces more yield and is the best combiner and most famous variety. It's slightly acidic, 4 to 5 locules per fruit. It is suitable for dehydration and is resistant to nematodes. As I told, it is indeterminate type. It will produce more number of nodes and flowers, and it will result in the more yield. It's up to 28 to 30 tons per hectare. Okay, up to this I'll complete the most expected question parts for the vegetable science. But if you need such similar videos for floriculture and plantation spites, let us know in the comment section. Thank you.